Good day and welcome to the dining room table. U.S. water supply under cyber attack. White House engages governors. Subscribe, like, and share. I want to first say this is not an alarm. This is a press release that the United States Environmental Protection Agency put out on their website, epa.gov, on March 19th, 2024, almost a month ago. So, no need to panic. I'm continuing with the word engage. They said Biden Harris administration engages states on safeguarding water sector infrastructure against cyber attacks. So I'm going to continue using that word. This is part of their transparency, showing us that they are proactive and preparing for any cyber attacks against U.S. water system infrastructures. Also, you hear officials say this all the time. We should be prepared anyway with emergency kits and plans and supplies. So those things we should always have available. The second thing I want to say is everyone should be watching this. We are going to go through the letter, whether you are from a red state, a blue state, what political party, how much money you have or you don't have. You should be sharing this. You should be subscribing, liking, because we are going to go through this letter. It's important that you have this information. So it says today, March 19th, U.S. Environmental Protection Agency Administrator Michael Regan and National Security Advisor, I'll read that again, National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan sent a letter to all U.S. governors inviting state environmental health and homeland security secretaries to a convening by their deputies to discuss the urgent need to safeguard water sector critical infrastructure against cyber threats. This meeting will highlight current federal and state efforts to promote cybersecurity practices in the water sector, discuss priority gaps in these efforts, and emphasize the need for states and water systems to take immediate action. This virtual meeting will take place on Thursday, March 21st, 2024, from 1 p.m. to 2:30 p.m. Eastern Time. EPA will be sending meeting registration information to the states separately via email, of course, because this is on the public website. And we are going to go to the letter where you see it here, and it opens up just to show you where this is right on the EPA's website. And we are going to go through this letter right now. Yeah, we're definitely going to read through it right here. And it says March 18th. So it was put out the letter was sent a day before the press release. Dear Governor, disabling cyber attacks are striking water and wastewater systems throughout the United States. So all 50 governors, as they said, received this letter. These attacks have the potential to disrupt the critical lifeline of clean and safe drinking water, as well as impose significant costs on affected communities. Critical lifeline, we need water. And, you know, there are countries who really need clean drinking water. I remember going to my granny's house in Jamaica, and the water infrastructure just drips. Or you can go outside and you could use the bathroom out there. And then you come to America and turn on the faucet. And now US water system is being attacked. As well as impose significant costs on affected communities. The lives that can be lost, the cost to pay for ransoms, or to just bring the water system back. We are writing to describe the nature of these threats and request your partnership on important actions to secure water systems against increasing risk from and consequences of these attacks. These two recent and ongoing threats illustrate the risks that cyber attacks pose to the nation's water systems. Who is the White House saying behind some recent, threat actors affiliated with the Iranian government Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps IRGC have carried out malicious cyber attacks against United States critical infrastructure entities, including drinking water systems. In these attacks, IRGC affiliated cyber actors targeted and disabled a common type of operational technology used at water facilities where the facilities have neglected to change a default manufactured password. A password? They neglected to change the original password. Cyber gangs are real. And New York State Governor Kathy Hochul and New York City Mayor Eric Adams, about a year and a half ago, did a press conference on proactive measures they were taking to prevent against cyber attacks. This is real. The US government has very high rewards to catch leaders of cyber gangs. In these attacks, IRGC affiliated cyber actors targeted and disabled a common type of operational technology used at water facilities where the facilities had neglected to change the default manufacturer password. The People's Republic of China, PRC, state-sponsored cyber group known as Volt Typhoon has compromised information technology of multiple critical infrastructure systems, including drinking water in the United States and its territories. Volt Typhoon's choice of target and pattern of behavior are not consistent with traditional cyber espionage. Federal departments and agencies assess with high confidence that Volt Typhoon's actors are pre-positioning themselves to disrupt critical infrastructure operations in the event of geopolitical tensions and or military conflicts. Now, I want us to remember that the White House put this out saying they are engaging governors with this information. So they're not saying this is an alarm. They're not saying this is to panic. What this also tells me is that if you have any young people around you who is really into video games and technology, we need counter cyber security experts. The U.S. government is probably going to pay really big for those professions. This is not 20, 30 years ago when the internet wasn't, a thing. Our water systems are using technology, and we have to secure the water systems. They think it would be a threat for geopolitical tensions and or military conflicts. I'm a September 11th survivor, and this part bothers me. Drinking water and wastewater systems are an attractive target for cyber attacks because they are a lifeline. See that? Lifeline, critical infrastructure sector, but often lack the resources and technical capacity to adopt rigorous cybersecurity practices. You know what this tells me? We need young people uh, studying to be engineers, to clean water, to to filter water, to do what they do and make sure that we have water, because we could stack up on water, but it could run out if this is the type of situations that we're looking at. They're also telling uh, the governors that they're giving them a list of action items, things to look at. Change default passwords immediately. Back up OT IT systems. Reduce exposure to public facing internet. All governors should have received this letter, should have been at that meeting. And I believe that they have it under control. I pray that they have it under control and that all governors were, in attendance or had a representative at these meetings so they are able to take up these actions. They also gave them some tools and guidance and training and resources and technical assistance, and they want to have a meeting. And they're putting together councils to form the Water Sector Cybersecurity Task Force, which will build on recommendations from your environmental health and homeland security secretaries. The White House and the EPA are hopeful that the efforts outlined. Additionally, EPA will engage the water sector and water government coordinating councils to form a water sector cybersecurity task force, which will build on recommendations from your environmental health and homeland security secretaries. The task force will identify the most significant vulnerabilities of water systems to cyber attacks, the challenges the water systems face in adopting cybersecurity best practices, and near-term actions and long-term strategies to reduce the risk of water systems nationwide to cyber attacks. The White House and the EPA are hopeful that the efforts. Additionally, CPA will engage the White Additionally, EPA will engage the water sector and water government coordinating councils to form a water sector cybersecurity task force, which will build on recommendations from your environmental health and homeland security secretaries. The task force will identify the most significant vulnerabilities of water systems to cyber attacks, the challenges that the water systems face in adopting cybersecurity best practices, and near-term actions and long-term strategies to reduce the risk of water systems nationwide to cyber attacks. So the White House is telling the governors we need to have this partnership to protect our water supply. The White House and the EP are hopeful that the efforts outlined in this letter and others we may undertake together will protect the water systems from cyber attacks and prevent the need to use other federal authorities. What are your thoughts? Put them in the comments.